All right, guys, we are here with Trainwreck Sports' Mike Bundt to get his thoughts on how this UB game or spring game went today. What are some of the good things, some of the bad things that you saw during this spring game?
Yeah, I thought it was an up and down spring game overall. I was excited coming in to see how the quarterbacks would look. I thought, like I said, some good moments, some bad moments, but right now it looks like CJ Agbana is in the lead in the quarterback battle. Nick McMillan, though, his number one receiver, he looks like he's going to be a playmaker for UB next season. Had 6 catches, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
Had a touchdown from each quarterback. So Gunnar Gray did have a 41-yarder late. It was kind of a tight window, risky throw, but
I'll say he showed enough. That's my positive spin. He showed enough arm strength to be able to get it in past the defender who was closing down on the ball.
But early on, defense was definitely ahead of the offense in this game. They were making a lot of good plays. Jaden Lewis, an interception from the Bennett High School grad. So nice to see a local kid making a play. A couple good tackles for loss by the defense early on. But after a little bit, the offense did get a little bit going. Like I said, Nick McMillan is a guy that I'm very encouraged by. Tajee Johnson didn't have a huge spring game, but he's a guy that's been impressive during spring camp so far. But really trying to see where these quarterbacks going to go going forward. I think we have a clear 1-2, but is there another level for them going forward?
I mean, I hope so. Like I said, much like you said, a very up and down game for these guys. However, it does look like Agbana is probably in the lead so far. You touched on it. Nick McMillan was out of this world good in the spring game. Second spring game in a row where he's shown to be a very, very big playmaker. Hopefully he can stay healthy and continue to contribute on the offense. If he can, I mean, look out for a really big season from him this year, regardless of who his quarterback is going to be. He looked good with both guys, as you mentioned. He caught a touchdown pass from both guys. Some of the running backs had some big plays in this one as well. They made some nice cutbacks. Watching them take it to the end zone. I forget who it was who was like a 40-yard.
Mark Anthony Scott Jr. He had a great cut, then had the explosiveness. Sperling had a nice run. I think one thing going into the season, UB looks like they have depth at the running back position.
Very much.
Barksdale, big guy, he's going to make some plays. And then LJ Henderson, the returning, most likely the number 1 guy going into the season. So there is a lot of talent in that running back room. And really, we didn't really know what to expect from the UB skill players on offense going into the season. That's where they lost a lot of guys last year. So it's encouraging that at the end of the spring we have some guys, some names to look forward to heading into the summer.
Absolutely. It's great to see some of these guys really shine through in the spring game. Again, it turned out to be a lot better day than we thought it was. He got to sit in the press box. We got to sit out in the stands, unfortunately. However, it did turn out to be a lot better game, a lot weather-wise than we thought, a lot better game than we may have thought, with Pete Lembo just coming in here, instituting all of his offensive schemes, defensive schemes, things of that nature. So overall, just a really, really good game. Encouraging things from the defense early, really encouraging things from the offense later in the game. Obviously, the defense still won the day, but a lot more positive going into next season with this spring game, just based on how the offense was playing in this one. You got anything else? Any other thoughts before we?
My main thoughts is obviously first year of a new head coach, a lot of roster turnover. The expectations aren't going to be great for outsiders going into the season. But I think what we've seen from this first spring is that there's a renewed positivity and optimism within the program. There's a different feeling among the guys on the team, the returning players, than what there was a year ago under Coach Mo. I think Pete Lembo, with his experience, it's being felt throughout the team and fan base right now. He will build them into a winner in the MAC level. And I think that's my main takeaway right now, is that not to criticize Coach Linguist, but he was very inexperienced coming in, and you could tell that he didn't know necessarily all the ways to properly run a program.
Correct.
With Pete Lembo, you have a guy that has 15 plus years as a head coach at the D1 level across 3 different schools, 2 in the FCS, 1 in the FBS, in the conference at Ball State, who's gone to bowl games, has had teams at the lower level in the top 25. UB is being built back up the right way, and this is going to be more of the mold of what Lance Leipold was doing when he was in Buffalo compared to what we recently saw the last 3 years under Coach Mo.
Correct. That was my assessment when they hired Pete Lembo. He's maybe not be the sexy hire, but he seems to be the right hire for where the Bulls are currently, and he will continue to build them up and return to prominence once again as hopefully a top 25 team as we saw the last year of Linguist. That's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining me as always. Make sure you guys go check him out. He's got his own YouTube channel, Mike Bundt, on YouTube. Also, he's on Trainwreck Sports. Go ahead, go follow those guys on Trainwreck Sports also. Thank you guys. Horns up.